Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
Man, so much crazy stuff. Happy Monday. Where do we start? People freaking out over the fact that it looks like Elon Musk is going to be owning Twitter here, and potentially all is said and done, but the fine print. He's going to be buying it for about $54 a share. That should send people into to freak out mode. I love it. I love it. What are you so worried about? That he's going to allow more free speech? How dare he allow more? It's the kind of free speech that we need, Chad, that scares me. Who is he to be the person to be the arbiter of free speech? It should be us. The blue check marks that should be allowed to say who can or cannot be in the world of free speech. It should be us. Not this person, this Elon Musk character. It should be us. Sorry. Looks like it's not going to be you at all. Shouldn't be. And he's going to have problems with free speech. He is. He's going to have problems. Some of those problems are going to be just like Facebook found out early in their goings that it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to make everybody happy. Doesn't matter what you do, somebody's going to bitch about something. Doesn't matter what you do, somebody's going to be angry about something. Somebody's going to want something taken off, and you're going to be able to say, hey, you know what? I don't know if I want that on there. Can we have that? Is that too much? You know, he doesn't want to turn it into what Pinterest or Tumblr became when it was just nothing but porn. Right? Like, so where is that line? Because he's not going to go full libertarian. I think we know that. Which is just anything goes, because I think he wants to turn it into a business as well. I don't think he's spending $54.3 billion, whatever it's going to end up costing, to just have some toy to play with. I think he's looking at, hey, how can I make this thing better? What can I do to take it to another level? And they had to. Over the weekend, people, do you think they're gonna sell? I'm like, I don't really think they have a choice. Well, what do you mean? Well, as a fiduciary, you're sitting on the board of directors. So you're sitting there on the board of directors, and you're looking right now at a bid that is higher than what you guys are worth. $54.20 a share. And you're not trading at that. Somebody is offering you more money. You have to look at it. That being said, it should be fun. Just watching people freak out is hilarious. Well, it's not the right kind of free speech, is what somebody told me over the weekend. I'm like, who gets to decide what's the right kind of free speech? Just curious. We've got too much of that. So read today, Google has an inclusive language button that's going to be going in soon. That's right, an inclusive language button. So if you type in the word landlord, up comes what? Property owner, proprietor, policeman shall be police officer. Housewife will be stay-at-home spouse. The inclusive enough. Good God, we have lost the plot. We have absolutely lost the plot. So this should be interesting to hear people freak out. Of course, the SEC will have to get involved, make sure everything's above board, et cetera, et cetera. But it's the freaking out that is most enjoyable, because I still have yet to figure out what more free speech is going to do to hurt us. It's about disinformation. It goes back to, okay, something's a lie. Do you believe it to be true? Yes. Have you done research on it? No. I just saw the meme, thought it was true. Believe it to be true. Will not question it. Okay. Why is it my job to protect stupid from stupid? Why is it your job? Because it could get people killed. No. Yeah, because the unmasking and the masking, blah, blah, blah. It's like, settle down. Again, enough. Stop protecting stupid from stupid. If stupid wants to go and read something on a meme and take it to heart and make their financial decisions off of it, or make their, whatever else they're going to make, their health decisions off a meme, then that's a them thing. If they're not questioning something that's vitally important, that's a them thing. Shouldn't be you or I. It should be them. So let's not protect stupid from stupid. More free speech is better. Questioning things is better. Asking questions about everything from the bat flu, right? In Wuhan, the Kung flu, to yes, even Hunter Biden's laptop, to several other things that you couldn't talk about. Otherwise, it was seen as somebody said it was disinformation or a lie, or has already been fact-checked by several other people. You should be the one fact-checking in life. You should. What do I tell you guys all the time? Question your beliefs. Question it. Question the beliefs. Okay, let me question this. I think this is right. And you're not always going to get all the answers you need to make the 100% black and white judgment on something, because sometimes we just don't have all the answers. But if you're not questioning some of the stuff, that's why, again, is it my issue to fix the fact that people are lazy? 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Hope all is well with you. A lot of stuff to squeeze into, including, yes, some of the Ukraine, what's going on over there. We have sent people over there. No, it is not the vice president. It is not the president. Thank God. We got to protect him at all costs at this moment in time because of the vice president being as awful as she is. But Blinken, SecDef, Lloyd Austin, head over to hang out, take pictures, and chat with Zelensky. And it was, again, one of those things where we're sending some people. It's good pictures. It's good in, makes people feel like, hey, we're participating. Does it change much? I don't think it really changes anything.
Sounds like President Zelensky is getting what he wants, more and more U.S.-led funds. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the recent commitment of $1 billion of aid won't be the end of the story.
So you should know, the people of Ukraine should know that we will continue to do everything possible to ensure that you're successful.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to pump money in there. We're pumping lots of it in there. He also said something I found very interesting. He and Blinken talking about what they want from Russia.
We want to see Russia weakened to the degree that it can't do the kinds of things that it has done in invading Ukraine.
Yeah, that's a smart thing. You said it out loud. That's fine. Again, I was, today, what was I reading? That they're not going to put sanction on Putin's girlfriend, worried about escalation. What are you talking about? Based on all the things I hear, he saber rattles, and everybody goes, well, let's not make him any angrier. Yeah, but he's saber rattling. Do you really think he's going to go blow up the world because we put sanctions on his girlfriend? Do you really think that? That's a saber. So, based on this, it's like, well, we don't want to make him too angry, but we kind of want to do something. But we don't want to make him too angry because he might do something. Well, what's he going to do at this point? Janet Yellen actually talking about Russia and the sanctions.
Europe clearly needs to reduce its dependence on Russia with respect to energy. But we need to be careful when we think about a complete European ban on, say, oil imports. That would clearly raise global oil prices. It would have a damaging impact on Europe and on other parts of the world. And counterintuitively, it could actually have very little negative impact on Russia.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's just it. Again, we hit him with everything we have. Let them figure it out from there. Escalatory is when he went into the Ukraine, right? So he goes into Ukraine, and now he wants the Donbass region, the East. He wants the whole thing. And one of his generals let it slip out that, parts of Moldova are also Russia. So if you think this is going to end tomorrow, it's not. This is going to be a long, drawn-out nightmare that is going to be God knows how long. But, some experts have said, look, it's not going to take decades with an S, but could it take a decade? It's a possibility. They know they can't give any at all. And the Russians at this point don't feel that they can just accept a little bit and then walk away as if it's okay. And that's what we came here for. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Love hearing from all of you. Solid, fun show planned out. I planned it out. A sheriff in Santa Rosa says something that makes you go, I kind of like you. And wait till you hear what's going on so when they tell you at schools that none of these things happen, this is all a lie. The Evanston School District, that's in Chicago, man, they've got some stuff planned for preschoolers through third grade. Let's just say this. They, he, her, him, them, z, and zer are a part of it. And I've got actual songs and books that they'll be playing to the children. Yeah, I don't know who sends their kids to school if they see anything like this. But when our kids struggle to read and write and are falling behind the rest of the world, and instead of learning coding, we're learning about, gender inequality, patriarchy, colors of rainbows, and why those colors matter, I think we've more than just jumped the shark. At some point, Fonzie's got to step in and say, hey, I tried this. It just didn't work for us. Hey. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Healthy Cell. Take it every day. I take my Focus and Recall in the afternoon. At night, I take my REM Sleep. And let me tell you about REM Sleep with Healthy Cell. I get not just a good night's sleep, a great night's sleep, which, as you guys know, if you've listened to the Chad Benson Show, I have struggled for that for quite a while. I don't sleep a lot. I was golfing yesterday, and some guys asked, could I play? And they said, how do you do it? Do you get any sleep? I said, yes. And, I was telling them about what I take, and they're like, that's trip. I said, yeah, it's just this digestible gel. It's not pills and any of that stuff, because those, you go out and you get those supplements, and they're crap. They don't work. You don't absorb them in your body. You take this because of the gel, because of the way the ultra-absorbent non-tropics, as they call it, it just right into your body, and it sucks it all up. It's amazing. It's incredible. It works quick as well. It's got all the things your body needs for your brain. When you sleep, gets you all through 4 sleep cycles. It's just incredible. I've been taking it. It's got, you name it, immune cell support, healthy immune response, immune regulation, helps you with those 4 sleep cycles, including keeping your body cool, which I love. Right now, I want you to start your journey to better health with Healthy Cell. Go to healthycell.com/Chad. That's healthycell.com/Chad. Use the promo code Chad for 20% off your first order. Healthycell.com/Chad. Promo code Chad for 20% off. Healthycell.com/Chad. Chad Benson Show.
You stink like fear and white male privilege to me.
I do often out myself verbally as a gender. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm proud to be agender.
Are you stupid? What? Are you kidding me?
Not a great way to use your white privilege.
Some people get it, some people don't.
You're listening to the Chad Benson Show.
And I want to say, as to the person, we don't know which homeowner shot at him. I guess they think that they did something wrong, which they did not. If somebody's breaking in your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We prefer that you do, actually. So whoever that was, you're not in trouble. Come see us. We have a gun safety class we put on every other Saturday. And if you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save the taxpayers money.
It's Bob Johnson, Santa Rosa County Sheriff in Florida. Was going over a home invasion burglary that went awry, and they shot at this person, and then the cops had to get involved. They chased the guy. The guy went to another house, And he also explained that, which is hilarious. He's like, so this idiot's behind the door thinking we're just going to go away. Obviously, we're not. So we kicked the door down. Then he jumped out the window, only to be apprehended by our deputies below. But he wants you to know, if you're gonna shoot, make sure you shoot to kill, because it saves time and money. Oh my God, the guy's horrible. How can he say that? You come into people's houses. You may encounter people who don't want you there. And you may get shot. It's a possibility. Just letting you guys know that. But you will be saving taxpayers' money. But come on in. We're not mad at you. I want to give you a pat on the back. Say, look, let me show you this works. All right, just in case somebody comes in your house. We want to show you how this works. And we'll help you out. Fantastic. Fantastic. Who wants some free gas? Yes, the guy's giving away free gas in Chicago. He's been doing it for a while. He gives away a lot of free. I think every city has somebody who gives away something. The reason he's doing it?
Food is seen to be a big problem here. Inflation is high. Senior citizens live about $3 a week for food allowance, a lot of them. Now, since the food price went up, they probably live off less than $1 a week.
That is Willie Wilson. And like I said, everybody has a city person who is this guy. He's a businessman, politician, always running for something in Chicago. But he's given away gas again over the weekend. He's done this a few times. I'm always amazed that people sit in line for hours for free gas. That's huge. I couldn't. No, I'm sorry. I mean, I have troubles like when you go and you're like, I don't know if I really want to wait this line here at Costco.
I asked all the other people who can afford to try to help all its citizens by doing something creative. It doesn't necessarily have to be what I'm doing, but at least doing something.
Yeah, if you can, do the best you can to give. Nothing wrong with that. It's fantastic. Great heart. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. It's the Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I was wondering, is COVID's still a thing? Of course it's a thing, Chad. It's never going anywhere. It's going to be here forever. I know, it's endemic, not pandemic. For the weekend, seeing people post pictures of themselves on airplanes or wherever they were to show how morally superior they are to everyone else makes me laugh. It's a picture of Roland Martin, who's a talk show. Not that Roland Martin, not the funny one. He does a talk show. I think he was on CNN for a while, and now he does a podcast. And he is sitting on an airplane with he's like, I'm double masked, and he's got goggles on. He's got all this, and who's that for? Out of curiosity, ain't for Mike Tyson. I'll tell you that. Maybe Mike thought the guy was COVID. Maybe that's it. That's what I think of COVID. Kick your ass. But, okay, great. Nobody has told you can't wear a mask. Nobody, not a soul, has said, you know what, you can't wear a mask. Nobody's ever said that. If you want to wear a mask, knock yourself out, wear a mask. If you don't want to wear a mask, also fine with that as well. But we live in a world now where COVID, people are still like, it's coming back. There's nothing we can do about it. No, there's not a lot we can do about it. We could live our lives, or we could live in absolute fear. The choice is yours. I tend to say, let's just live our lives and settle down with the politics.
I mean, I saw the videos of people erupting in cheers that we don't have to wear a mask on the plane anymore. Now, there's also, you hear from the people will die crowd. And they're right. People will die. People will always die. You actually can't stop it. And masks, really, we're finding out a particularly ineffective way of stopping it. I just wish it didn't have to be political, because I see a lot of people now on the news saying, I'm still going to wear it. It just becomes a amulet and a symbol of your party.
Yeah. Said it last week, and I've been saying for a long time. If you have a MAGA hat, that is a symbol of your belief. Right? Your Let's Go Brandon sticker, whatever it is. And if you're wearing a mask, that's a symbol of yours. Do either of them do anything realistically? No. They're a symbol. And your symbol in wearing the mask is simply, I hate Trump. I hate Trump. Are there people out there that genuinely need the mask and need to be protected? Yeah, but a lot of those people you see, they're not wearing the right mask. That's the other side of it. We kind of started to realize, hey, these things don't really work. Not for this thing. I mean, maybe for a little something else. Oh, they don't. They don't. Now, if you've got an N95 and you wear it properly, then yes, it's going to offer you protection, 100%. If you have something you bought at Hot Topic or in line at Old Navy, it's not going to do anything for you. It's not going to do anything. Now, it's going to get you into some places where people were insane and say, you can't come in here unless you have a mask. Okay, how dare you think you can eat here without having a mask? Oh, yeah, how dare I?
But wouldn't they get it just when they said you don't have to wear it while you're eating?
Yes.
Wouldn't just that?
Yeah.
Or I see the basketball players playing, gouging each other's eyes out, and then they go to the bench and they put the mask on.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live, they do the sketches, and then at the end when they say goodnight, they have the mask on. It's like, what world am I living in where people are not seeing this insanity? When I see young people walking alone outside with the mask, I want to punch them.
No.
I do.
I kind of second that. You ever see, I saw a guy the other day in his car, windows down. He's got a mask on. Nobody with him. I figured, who's that for? Like, honestly. Like, who's that for? Is that for somebody? It's not for me. It's not for you. I mean, Chad, somebody may be sick. I get it. It's like whenever we talk about people who are like, have gluten issues, they always bring up, well, I know I've got celiac disease. All right, but the rest of us don't. It's not very nice, Chad. You're being a jerk. I think you're jerky. But here's the other side of it. Kids. Because there are kids out there, because of their parents, have lost the plot. They flipped out. They're terrified. They live in a world of already they're anxious, right? Their mom and dad never let them do anything. Mom and dad are with them step in life. They're no longer, helicopter parents. They're bulldozer parents. They, little Johnny and Jenny, or they and them and Z and Zer, they all get the prizes. They're celebrated, et cetera, et cetera. But when anything goes south, there is none of this, they don't know how to handle it. And then along comes this. It sets them back. God knows how long in their schooling. It's made it uncomfortable for them. And it's crazy. And again, it was a symbol. It was a symbol by adults using children to make a point. That's what it was. And now they're talking about kids in school and college who are struggling, freshmen this year. It's not quite really getting it. They're further behind than they should be. I wonder why.
When I saw the kids with the masks, all I could think of is anxiety. I'm reading Jonathan Haidt's new article about why we have this levels of anxiety among teenagers that is just off the charts. 44% of high school students said they felt sad or hopeless. A 40% increase in such feelings in the last 10 years. They were looking for the reason why the CDC is looking into this. 29%, the parents lost jobs in the pandemic. So we haven't tallied up all those kind of negatives.
Yeah, and there's plenty of them. There's plenty of it. And when it comes to kids, how far are we behind? in a lot of different things. So we spent 2 years with our kids not really learning in a lot of places. Now, some places were different. You're in Florida, right? You threw caution into the wind and really didn't bite you in the butt like everybody told you it was going to bite you in the butt. Several other states got back to schooling rather fastly, although there was still the masking fight and stuff. But they got there much quicker. But a lot of other places, big cities in particular, where unions were powerful, they've decided we're going to keep people home. We're going to keep them safe. All the while, the kids were falling further and further and further and further behind. And they were more interested afterwards in coming up with insane things to teach children. Case in point, Evanston. That's in Illinois, suburb of Chicago there. The Evanston Skokie School District adopts a curriculum that teaches pre-K through third grade students to break the binary of gender. It doesn't happen at school, Ched. This is a lie. Well, I've got their curriculum straight off their little mabobber there that you can go to. Little pre-K, some of the stuff you're going to be learning. So it says right here, break down gender stereotypes. The color of my skin, what's my body look like, favorite clothes, favorite colors, favorite toys. What? Okay, favorite colors, that's fine. Favorite toys, that's fine. Why is my pre-K, I have a 3-year-old, why is she learning about any of this stuff? She's not, because she wouldn't go to school there. I don't know if you're a parent, are you really sending your child to a school? It's like, hey, I want my kid to learn how to code, start off with some reading, some math, get to a point where they have a job in life that's going to be stable, that takes care of them in an ever-evolving society and economy. They were, I'll handle the rest, and then this can be your go-to. Okay, so this stuff we'll handle. Some of the stuff, teaching tolerance. I know and I like who I am and can talk about myself and my family. Okay. Gender. Are you a boy, girl, some of both, neither? They're in preschool. You're a 3-year-old. What are you? 3. That's the only answer. 3. 3, 3, 3. So let's move up to some of the other insanity. How about we get to kindergarten? Some of the stuff we're going to learn about, some of the words that are important. Important, ally, bully, inclusive are some of these. We're also going to be doing some sing-alongs about rainbow colors. And, oh, wait, hold on here. Here, should we start with the rainbow book? Let's start with the rainbow song. So we're going to learn about the rainbow song because this is also part of it. Learning about the rainbow flag and the song. And they also have brown and black in the flag. Talk about skin color is now as an identity. So let's sing some rainbow song.
Whose favorite color is red? Yeah! Now put your hands up.
What?
And let me hear you scream. Whose favorite color is blue? Oh, yeah! Now put your hands up. And let me hear you scream. Whose favorite color is green?
What?
Put your hands up. And let me hear you scream. Whose favorite color is pink? Now put your hands up. And let me hear you scream. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome! Awesome! Rainbow! We love colors in everyone.
Well, my favorite book so far that I've found on this one, and again, the awesome rainbow song is good, but this is my favorite book. This is some of the stuff that the kids are going to be studying. Remember, this is pre-K through 3rd grade. I'm only at kindergarten, right? How about Topsy and 10 help a friend? Topsy's looking for bottom. Can't find him anywhere. I hope you're laughing, Phil. I can't see you, but I feel like you are.
I am.
Oh, my God, Chad. Yeah, that's it. So I'm just, you guys have no idea. Boy with the Rainbow Heart is another one they're going to be looking at. Chad, but shouldn't you care about these things? Look, this is a parenting thing. Okay, this is not a school thing. I don't think teachers should get punished if a kid comes to them and say that they're, that they're gay or whatever it is. I don't think they should encourage it, because it's not just about that. There's a lot of teachers out there, and everybody knows this. Everybody has had a teacher in school that, you know what, you felt like you could tell them some things. You need to get off your chest, whatever it was. And they were going to listen and not judge. It wasn't going to be a mom and dad situation. And that's fine. It's when it gets real and the teacher decides to be an activist rather than a listener of problems. I'm going to play you my favorite book so far. Now, there are plenty others I haven't gone through, and I probably will get to some of them. And some of the other excitement in here that is just, I don't even know how to explain this. This is not what should be taught. Again, at no point are we talking about, oh yeah, math is good too. Because somewhere along the line, I'm sure math is racist. And wait till we get to third grade when they talk about how horrible white people are. Then you're thinking to yourself, you know what? Maybe this isn't a good thing. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us. Text the program. Eden Pure is amazing. Sucks out the stank in your house. The best air purifiers in the world. My opinion. My opinion's, because I don't like smelly things. I just don't. I like to smell nice. Like the house to smell nice. My house had some former resident. My father-in-law passed away. He was a smoker. You would never know. The cars where he smoked in, we've gotten rid of all those because of the Eden Pure. You can plug it right in. It goes into the wall. Plug it in. Kills all the odors fast. Litter box, whatever it is that you think you've had some smells. Maybe it's just stale. It's a new house and something moving into. Trust me, these things, it's called the OxyLeaf 2 Thunderstorm. They work fast. There's no filters to buy whatsoever. Plug and go. And as I like to say, smell the difference. Right now, I want you to try an Eden Pure. You're going to get 3 of them. When you use code CHAD3, you're going to save $200. It's incredible. 150,000 have already been sold, and that's just flying off. That's probably closer to 200 now. No floor space, silent and amazing. $200 savings by using code CHAD3 at EdenPureDeals.com for the Thunderstorm. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Go there now. Free shipping. Use code CHAD3 to save $200. EdenPureDeals.com. Use code CHAD3 to save $200. Shipping is free. Chad Benson Show.
I usually don't get into politics. As an ordinary suburban housewife, I feel a little disrespected. I teach my children not to name call.
You are a blabbermouth!
Come on, man. Guys, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum?
Chad Benson.
My princess boy is 4 years old. He likes pretty things. Pink is his favorite color. He plays dress-up in girly dresses. He dances like a beautiful ballerina. My princess boy loves his dad. His dad tells my princess boy how pretty he looks in a dress. His dad holds his hand and tells him to twirl. My princess boy smiles and hugs his dad.
Yeah, it's being taught in school. My princess boy. I don't care if you have a princess boy. This shouldn't be taught. Sorry. You know what? We have enough issues. Maybe, you know what? Maybe part of this, well, it's indoctrination. Maybe part of it is just easier. Right? These damn kids don't know how to read. Right? They don't know how to do any math. They're just, half of them are dumb as doorknobs. It's just easier to teach them about gender. Get their parents pissed off of the fact that we seem to be getting anything done. There you go. My princess boy. I'm sure Dad's thrilled. Dad loves the fact that his son dresses up like he is going to prom and will be the belle of the ball. Oh, my Lord. Here's some of the stuff the kids will be learning in the Evanston Skokie School District. So you get to third grade. For centuries, people have been themselves and embraced gender and orientation and history of the cultures we learned about this week. Gender diverse people with respect and given special jobs in societies, they were valued and affirmed. Then colonizers created binary systems, expected people to fit in. People in many cultures, including Western culture, are speaking up and living their truths again. Your truth doesn't make you right. This is when they talk about birthing people. In third grade, you're going to learn about assigned genders. What can you affirm about these images? And it's got a cupcake. It's a boy. It's a girl. Doctors assign babies their sex assigned at birth. No, that's what you are. But yeah, gender is an identity. So is Batman. Doesn't make it so. There are people out there that really believe that they are the opposite sex. Totally understandable. Should be taught. It's indoctrination at this point. When you're talking about stuff like this is indoctrination. This is not about opening people's eyes. Sorry. Chad Benson Show.
This is the Chad Benson Show. Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
Are you stressed about money? Yeah, a lot of people are. It's a weird world that we live in right now. I think everybody knows that. It feels like things are okay. Then at the same time, it doesn't. I feel like everything's okay. But you can't pump as much money as we've pumped into society over the last umpteen months and not think that inflation wasn't going to have some sort of effect on the economy and in our lives. And then you couple a lot of different things in. Poor management of our economy by this current administration, COVID playing a part of a good part of that. Like I said, I can't blame everything on Biden, but I can look at him and say there were a lot of things that you could have done different that haven't worked out. And then you get a situation where things go south. But there's a new report out about money, by the way.
About 70% of adults in America are worried about financial stress, and that has only increased during COVID. It's become a more universal worry.
So that's what this guy says, right? So it's this new thing out. I was like, oh my God, this is a new study. Look at this. And how do we, calm it down? And how do we handle this? This is funny. This is what this guy says here. Everything you need to know about stupidity right here.
Stress regarding money has more to do with how we manage our money than how much money we have.
No. Because if you'd have managed money better, you'd have money. You didn't, so you didn't have any money. That's the way that works. Who says that? Money doesn't buy you happiness. No, it buys you peace of mind. That's what money buys you. Money buys you peace of mind. It doesn't mean you're going to be happy, because I do know people who don't have a lot of money and they're happy. And I know people who've had a lot of money and they're miserable. By the way, if you'd flip positions with them, it'd be the same way. Those people are miserable all the time. But one of them worries a lot about stuff, and the other one doesn't. They're just miserable in general. They're like an emo song all the time. What's emo? Just think of emotional music, right? The Cure. But go deeper. Just deep in their emotional well-being. Just go deep. How deep can I go? But to say that, oh, no, it's not about how much money you have. It's how you managed your money. If you have no money, so based on that, if you don't have any money, then you should be as happy as the day is long because you got no real worries. No, having money or not having money is a worry. If you don't have money, no matter how well you think you can manage something, if you have nothing to manage, that's an issue. Again, money will not buy you happiness. It will buy you peace of mind. Although, as the great Daniel Tosh said, it does buy you happiness because it'll buy you a jet ski. And have you ever seen anybody miserable in a jet ski? Oh, goodness me. That is just, I just found that to be fascinating. Money doesn't, it's not how much money you have, right? It's how you manage what you don't have that matters. It's happening, kids, for those of you who would like to freak out because there may be more free speech on the interwebs. Elon, as early as today, could be taking over the old Twitter ways.
According to the New York Times, Twitter's 11-member board negotiated with the world's richest man into the wee hours of the morning.
Hours of the night.
The two sides reportedly discussing a timeline to close the deal and what fees would be paid if the deal fell apart. The New York Times reports the negotiations came after the Twitter board met to discuss Musk's offer.
Yeah, and Musk's offer seemed not just fair. He was paying above market value for a company that it had a little run, but since it actually debuted. So if you go look at it, Twitter got to $61, $62 back in January 17th, 2014. And since then, it has kind of hovered here and there and everywhere from, all the way down as low as $14 and as high earlier this year or last year at $72, but then it's crashed. So Elon came in and said, look, I'm going to give you guys $43 billion for the company. $43 billion. Well, what's that mean? I mean, I'm going to give you more than what the company is worth right now. Now it's up $9 in trading right now, but as early as today, it was trading at $41. So he's offering them something that they probably can't refuse because they have a fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders. He's offering us a fair offer. He's not lowballing. He's not coming in and saying, I'm offering you $32 or I'm going to short the stock or anything. He's saying, look, I'm going to give you above market price for your little company here. I was searching my couch last night and I found $43 billion, and I am going to give you above market price for it. So you guys should be pretty happy about that. You know what's crazy? He's going to spend $43 billion, and it's not. People say, well, how's he doing it? He didn't cash out any of his Tesla stocks. He's not doing that. And part of the reason is Tesla. He's got a fiduciary responsibility to his company not to do that. So he's borrowing against those and a few other companies like JP Morgan and stuff that are going to lend him the money, knowing full well he has got several companies that are fine and solvent that he doesn't have to worry about. So getting the money will not be a big deal at all. So could we have more free speech? God knows I'd like it. Then you ask the question, well, what does that mean? What's more free speech? He's going to have to walk a fine line, and I think he's, being able to have honest debates and conversation. What about disinformation? Disinformation is disinformation. I continue to say we need to stop protecting stupid from stupid. If stupid wants to post something and share something and do something, and stupid goes and does that, and other stupids go, ooh, I believe that meme or whatever it is, and then it goes south, that's that. Why are we protecting them? It's like when they wanted to get rid of the earth is flat on the old YouTube. They tried that. Well, why? Who is it harming? I mean, did you really think somebody was going to go, well, what if somebody walks off the end of the earth? Somebody has a differing opinion. That's fine. Well, if it's disinformation, again, let them figure it out for themselves. You should always challenge yourself. You do run, what violence is too violent? You don't want it to become the libertarian dream of pure nudity and sex and whacking. We don't need that. And I don't think that's a benefit. He's also a businessman. He's buying this because he believes there's an opportunity here to do something, and he thinks it's been run poorly. And he wants to try to do something with it. And then the question comes up of those accounts. You know what I'm talking about.
Musk, worth an estimated $270 billion, according to Forbes, has already purchased more than 9% of Twitter's stock. He says he wants to make the social media platform more transparent, possibly authenticating users, kicking bots off the site, and potentially bringing back certain banned accounts.
And we know that account that everybody's wondering is, will Trump get his account back? I think once this is all said and done, and remember, just because he says I'm going to buy it, it's going to be an SEC thing. If you're going to look at it, he takes it over, which he's going to cruise through that. Is there a possibility that in the near future, Trump could be back on Twitter? Of course. And for all the whining and the bitching and the moaning that the left is doing, in particular the media, they are longing for that because they look over and what do they have in front of them right now? They've got Joe Biden, who is rumbling, stumbling, and bumbling. That's it. That's the best way to describe Joe Biden. He's missed more than he's ever made in so many different things, foreign affairs being number one.
Joe Biden, they told us, was the most experienced person in matters of foreign policy to ever seek the presidency. What they forgot to tell us is that experience and acumen are two different things. Our country and the world are bearing the consequences of Joe Biden being experienced in being wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And being wrong. And let's not forget Osama bin Laden, the one dissenting voice in that room that night was Joe Biden. He's been wrong way more than he's been right. I'm not just saying that. Go back and look at history. Go back and look at people that worked with him on both the left and the right. Just because you've been around for 300 years doesn't mean that you've been right for 300 years. Not at all. Let's hear some of the great Joe.
We saw new standards. We set new standards. We slashed methane and brought over 100 nations together when I was at the big meeting we had in Europe. 100 nations around the globe.
Yeah, that's good. Tweet that. How about this?
I was with Xi Jinping. I've traveled with 17,000 miles with him and spent more time with any other world leader over a total of, I think, and we're up to 90-some hours of talking or meeting together over the last 6-7 years. And we're in the foothills of the Tibet.
Really? Really? You guys were at the foothills of Tibet, chilling, hanging out, doing all kinds of stuff, just being pals. We're just talking about, man, we're going to scale the hell out of this thing. I'm super pumped. Like, I can't get any more excited to scale this thing with you, Xi. It's like, if I could ask, who's the person I want to scale this with? Well, I will tell you this. It's you, Xi. It's you.
Spring. I mean, it came in the fall. And you get in the car, there's a little frost on the window. Turn on the windshield wiper, there'd be an oil slick. Not a joke. I have asthma, and 80% of the people who, in fact, we grew up with have asthma. This is the God's truth.
Really? 80%?
By the way, I made it clear to my friends up in Nantucket in that area. I don't want to hear any more about you don't like looking at them. They're pretty. But seriously.
I can't believe that the media is not excited that Trump could be buying this. I mean, Musk could buy this, and Trump could tweet crazy stuff again, so they could talk about crazy stuff. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Maybe if they had that, my old CNN Plus would have been a CNN Plus instead of a CNN minus. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We'll find out what's trending around the globe. More on the Johnny Depp. Insane, crazy. Just gets wackier. You're like, oh, this got to be the word. You're like, nope, hold my beer. Hold my beer. MyPillow right now has amazing deals, deep discounts on everything out there, including the likes of, towels, which it sounds like everybody at the old Depp household could use some towels to get off that insanity on them. I don't know if that picks it up, but I will tell you what about the MyPillow towels. Incredible. Normally $109.99 right now. Yours for $39.99. You're going to get 6 towels, 2 big ones, 2 little ones, right? The hand towels, and then you're going to get 2 washcloths. Tons of colors, styles. You choose any of those things of which you're looking for. Machine washable, right? That's always a good thing. Super comfortable when you take them out. So last night, get out after my hard day of golf, take a quick shower, and boom, one towel, I'm dry. How many times you go, oh, this towel sucks and this one doesn't work? You're always looking for one. Trust me, with these, you're never going to have to worry about any of that. 6-day money-back guarantee. Several different styles and colors. $39.99. MyPillow.com/Benson. You go there. You win big. MyPillow.com/Benson. Save big right there. $39.99 for the great MyPillow towels. MyPillow.com/Benson or call 800-983-4975 to save with MyPillow. It's MyPillow.com/Benson. Chad Benson Show.
Hashtag me too. Hashtag immigration reforms. Hashtag help. I'm trapped in a hashtag factory and I can't get out. The Chad Benson Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Now it's time to find out what's trending.
What's trending? Yeah, what does that mean? I mean something, right? Like it's trending on the old internet. What's trending?
Let us find out what's trending on the old interwebs. Start with Google. Warriors last night, NBA playoffs. Warriors take accountability for foul issues and Game 4 loss to the Nuggets. Pelicans trending. They beat the number 1 seed Phoenix Suns. Draw the series even 2-2 heading back to Phoenix. Ezra Miller, he plays the Flash in the Marvel movies or DC movies? I don't even know. One of those damn things. But apparently he's got arrested again. Film actor Ezra Miller's them is being accused of being abuser by his alleged ex. So it's not going well for Ezra in the last couple of weeks. Mostly self-inflicted. First of all, he got arrested at a karaoke bar, which is not a good thing, being arrested, but at a karaoke bar. And then after that, a couple days later, he got arrested at a woman's house because he would not leave, and then apparently picked up a chair at the woman's house and struck her with it. So this is not a good week. Dustin Johnson and Paulina Gretzky got married over the weekend. They're a great golfer and the great one's daughter. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky's daughter. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, she's kind of a looker. But people are mad at them because apparently they had Kid Rock. And people are like, you can't buy class. No, you can buy fun, right? You can buy all kinds of fun. Kid Rock's fun. I don't like his politics. So what? So what? He thinks different than you. I don't like a lot of people's politics. I don't like a lot of people. But I can at least enjoy some of their music and whatnot. Steve Martin is trending on the old Twitter, and not because he's dead. It's because the youngsters of today are now, yes, debating his 1978 Saturday Night Live parody of King Tut. If you've not seen it, for the day it was funny, but is it, of course, racially insensitive? We've no word from King Tut if he is indeed offended by said parody. I'm going to think no. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe. Maybe he's absolutely pissed and angry. Maybe he's not. And, of course, Elon Musk trending everywhere because closing in on the purchase of Twitter, which will send everybody into a tizzy, which makes us all laugh because why wouldn't it? 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show. Twitter, Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
I did it. I clicked on it. Probably shouldn't have. Once in a while to get me. Clickbait alert. Elephants charged naked and afraid cast and crew, forcing Rangers to step in for their protection. Why? You're willing to have people follow you around with a camera for 21 days while you're buck naked in some kind of setting, right? This one was in South Africa. And apparently, Nicole, who doesn't speak Portuguese, Diogo, who is from Brazil and primarily speaks Portuguese, was awakened when elephants who were herding, crossing the river, saw them march straight through the survivalist camp. The elephants were not happy to see the humans. Things got so dangerous that armed rangers had to step in and protect the cast and crew. And my whole thought is, why? Why would you do that? This is part of the fun. We're going to see it. Elephant's going to stab someone. Hope it's Diageo. Hope it is. Hope it is. He's got dreadlocks. He's totally culturally appropriating something. We should totally get him. I don't think that's very nice, Chad. Yeah. That was it, though. That was so... I couldn't help but click. I got to click on it. It happens. Every once in a while, I have to do it. So, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. CNN Plus, which is phenomenal. Let's go over the amount of money that they poured into CNN Plus. I think it was, 21 days active? So they spent $300 million. It's a burn rate of $14,285,714.28 a day in theory. Now, it was several months because they were advertising, but it's gone now. I know, it's a shocker to all of us. We were sad to hear the news.
I just got to say this. I got to say thank you to all the subscribers and supporters of this service of CNN Plus.
First of all, let's go back, Brian. We're going to start over. Thank you to the subscriber.
I just got to say this. I got to say thank you to all the subscribers and supporters of this service of CNN Plus. This is a worthy venture. This was an outstanding experiment led by an amazing team of producers, directors, engineers, technicians, including the ones making this program happen right now. We still have some incredible guests and stories to tell, and we're grateful you're here to watch.
This gets better.
I think I'm making history right now. I've never been on a program talking about the demise of that program.
Well, we probably have more viewers now than ever before because there's so much curiosity. Let me try out a theory on you, Matt, which is it's too early to know if this product, if this service was a success or a failure. You got all the haters today saying this thing was a failure. I don't know if we can even ever assess that because it just simply didn't have enough time because of the management's change in direction.
Oh my God, he said that out loud. Listen to this again. CNN Plus, 21 days. They had less than 150,000 subscribers. Right? They have less than 150,000 people thought, you know what, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. I want you to listen to him again. Talk about whether or not, I don't know, is it too early to say it's a success or failure?
I think I'm making history right now. I've never been on a program talking about the demise of that program.
Well, we probably have more viewers now than ever before because there's so much curiosity. Let me try out a theory on you, Matt, which is it's too early to know if this product, if this service was a success or a failure. You got all the haters today saying this thing was a failure. I don't know if we can even ever assess that because it just simply didn't have enough time because of the management's change in direction.
That's like Edward Smith was the captain of the Titanic going, it's really too early to tell if this first voyage of the Titanic was it goes into the ocean. He's insufferable, but he's so funny. Whatever CNN has to do, you can't get rid of him. Because what are people going to make fun of? People on the left make fun of him. People on the right make fun. He is insufferable. Just the way he is, it's sweet. He's tone deaf. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I am. Joe Rogan piling on the fun.
Yeah, CNN Plus went under. CNN minus.
CNN just went under.
They spent $300 million. They got 10,000 subscribers. Imagine the hubris of thinking that something that people don't want for free, that you're going to charge money for it. We're going to have a Jake Tapper book club. Jake Tapper seems like a great guy. But, I mean, I feel like I don't have to pay for his book club. I feel like you should put that on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's something you should do, too. Right? And you could do just as well. You could have 500, 1 million subscribers that don't pay anything to get extra cool things on your YouTube page or Twitter. Hell, you could have done a Patreon. But you didn't. You went for it, and it just got worse. Now, here's something I was shocked at. I thought I got to fact check you guys. Right. By the way, they had 150,000 subscribers. They were getting less than 10,000 a day, and that was falling off. But this I did not believe.
If Jon Stewart thinks you're a piece of shit, I'm going to listen, you know? But if Brian Stelter doesn't like you, that doesn't mean anything to me.
One of my rules, try and never be mean about people because of their appearances. But a friend of mine said to me the other day, do you know how old Brian Stelter is? And I said, I don't know, about 56 or something. He's like 34. I couldn't stop laughing for the rest of the evening. Everything about the guy is strange. Everything about him.
Very strange.
So I'm like, that's a lie. He's not 34. No, he's 36. And I thought, no way. Now I can't. This is just impossible. This is just no way. How are you 36 years old? What happened to you? You could tell us now. Have you seen a lot that we just don't know about? Is there something that happened that we didn't get? I'm not trying to be mean, just being honest. It looks like you've had a tough day. Oh, my goodness. That is a lot of money. Why are they getting rid of it? Well, first of all, it was Zucker's baby. Right? So Zucker's baby was kind of his thing. Right? And they hired over Casey Hunt. They gave her $1 million a year and $9 million to old Wallace there. Did you see Jesse Waters? Did you guys see that baseball guy last week who, like at the Texas Junior College, gives up a home run? And the pitcher's like walking off the mound. I think they're jawing at each other. He gives 5 to the third base coach, and the pitcher just races off the mound and just decleats him, just crushes him. Just lays him out. And then Jesse Waters saw, hey, that's what CNN Plus did to Chris Wallace. Yeah. Nobody wanted to watch it. Chris Wallace is, you know what? I like him. Because I think he actually wants to be fair. He's a journalist, and he's getting paid. I mean, he wasn't coming over with like, oh, don't worry about it. You don't have to guarantee anything. No, it was all guaranteed. They're just going to have to figure out. And the way that Discovery, who owns it now, wants to do it is they've got all their stuff, right? They have the Discovery Channel. They've got HBO Max. They want to push everything towards like HBO Max. Hey, there's no reason to have this. Let's push it all towards HBO Max. What they could have done in theory is go, if you get HBO Max, you can have CNN Plus for free. Could have done that, but they didn't.
His pattern of communication is so strange. It's like, do you listen to other people?
Yeah.
They talk very differently than you.
Yes, he has that.
And also, Crystal Ball from Breaking Points was making fun of him the other day. She's like, why does he sit like this? He sits like this. Douglas Murray has a book out. It's called The War on the West, and it's terrible. The War on the West. Is that really what's going on? One of my favorite moments was him with Barry Weiss. And he goes, how has the world gone crazy?
Oh, yes.
And
yeah.
she just rattles
she was really
off
good.
one after another.
Yeah, I love that. If you guys not heard that, Barry Weiss, who after Trump won, right, like the New York Times, like, I can't believe this happened. We were how are we off? I mean, we're all in here. We all agree that there's nobody out there that supports Trump, right? Like in here and in the sphere of Manhattan and in our offices in Los Angeles and Chicago and San Francisco and Seattle, we're all in agreement that there's nobody out there that supports Trump. And they're like, well, hold on a second. You forgot the other, 250 million people that are out there. And they're like, what? There are other people? So they bring her in to New York Times and then they blast her. Never let her write any articles because every time she come back and she'd say, no, they're really nice people and this is what they think, they'd be like, you're horrible. And Barry finally, she had enough and she bounced out. So he had her on and I love this.
You write, there are tens of millions of Americans who aren't on the hard left or the hard right who feel the world has gone mad. In what ways has the world gone mad?
When you have the chief reporter on the beat of COVID for the New York Times talking about how questioning or pursuing the question of the lab leak is racist, the world has gone mad. When you're not able to say out loud and in public that there are differences between men and women, the world has gone mad. When we're not allowed to acknowledge that rioting is rioting and it is bad, and that silence is not violence, but violence is violence, the world has gone mad. When, in the name of progress, young school children, as young as kindergarten, are being separated in public schools because of their race, and that is called progress rather than segregation, the world has gone mad. When we're not able to say that Hunter Biden's laptop is a story worth pursuing, the world has gone mad.
Yeah. When you can't say those things, again, it's ridiculous. You can't have conversations, and I get it. There are trolls and people on there that are awful in certain social media spheres, but she was just talking about in general, like birthing people and silliness. We were talking earlier about, and we're going to talk more about it later, the gender issues and identity courses that are given out in Chicago area district in Evanston and Skokie, which is just insane for pre-K to third grade, which is very interesting considering what did they just do in Florida? Pre-K to third grade. None of this stuff. And already the guy that put it all out there is, Christopher Rufo is being targeted as evil and bad. Of course he is. Of course he is, darling. Of course he is. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show, your Twitter. I could not believe. As Gosma is, I thought he's 50. There's no way. We're about the same age. No way Brian Stelter is that much younger than me. He is 15 years younger than me. Wow. Crazy. Kids Car Shield gives you 24/7 roadside assistance. It's a rental car for free while your car's in the shop. Shop is a shop that you choose. They get them paid directly. Why do you want Car Shield? Because you're foolish not to. Look where cars are right now. Look where used cars are. Look at the inventory. Nobody has any new or used. There's still issues, and there's going to only get worse now with what's going on in China. The supply chain is probably going to be struggling even more. That's why taking care of your vehicle, and in particular your pocketbook, is becoming more and more of a pressing issue. CarShield can help. They've got plans to fit anybody's budget, and it is simple and easy. Call them up, say you've had an issue. You get that 24/7 roadside assistance. They ask you, where do you want to take it? Can you take it here? It's my favorite shop. They never do me wrong. They take it there. And then you get not only roadside assistance, but you can also get trip reimbursement. And, are you ready for this? A rental car for free. How do you get it, you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. Remember, 1 million drivers believe in CarShield. Why not be one of them? Number one protection company in the country when it comes to CAS. Go to carshield.com/Benson, carshield.com/Benson, or call 800-391-8888. 800-391-8888. You're going to lock in your forever pricing for as long as you have the car. The price will never change, and you're going to get 10% off. It's carshield.com/Benson, or call 800-391-8888. Use code Benson to save 10% and get your forever pricing. Deductible may apply. Chad Benson Show.
I'm so tired. I'm exhausted.
If you're part of the politically exhausted majority, don't fear. Your time to be validated and rejuvenated is here. Wake up. It's It's the Chad Benson Show.
We're the bad guys.
It's crime time, baby.
The animated family film The Bad Guys had a very good weekend, opening with an estimated $24 million domestically. That's enough to knock Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore from first into third place in its second week of release.
That wasn't too bad.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 held second, with fourth and fifth place debuts, respectively, for The Northman and the Nicolas Cage meta-comedy The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah, I was reading that they had approached Daniel Day-Lewis and Christian Bale to play Nicolas Cage in that movie before they decided, well, it's about Nicolas Cage. I guess we'd use him. But is he up for it? Maybe he's not up for it. No, he was up for it. And he did it. My uncle saw it, said it was amazing. Says everything that's hilarious that it should be. And they didn't act. It was just like two guys on a buddy comedy, crazy, funny movie. It was like a part mockumentary meets a movie, a comedy around it. So I will probably see it in the coming days. Sad news today. And then the prime of her life. Kane Ota, or Kane Tanaka, has passed away. Kane Tanaka was born on the 2nd of January in the year of the Lord, 1903. That's right, I said 1903. Her death brings to end a life that was 119 years, 107 days. She had had several major illnesses. She had pancreatic cancer at the age of 45. My God. She lived a long time. Think about the stuff that she saw in her lifespan. Think about all of the things that she saw in her life. From nothing. She was probably alive. There were probably still some version of a samurai wandering around there. To World War I, through the first pandemic, through the World War II, still the feudal Japan, to the surrendering of, to the building up of Japan, to the becoming an economic force, to a man on the moon, to, and we always go there, but, you know, I mean, just think about the things that she saw in her lifetime. That is insane. 119. She said she wanted to live to 120 years old. She did not make it. She was a few days shy of that. But still, good effort. Good effort. Good on you, love. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. If you haven't heard, Elon Musk may have the purchase of Twitter finalized sometime today. Be interesting to see how people freak out about that, because I tweeted that out and some people are already, oh my God, there's going to be more people talking on internet. Oh, geez. Bunch of lunatics. Chad Benson Show.
This is the Chad Benson Show. Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
What a day. So much stuff going on in the world. Trending right now on Twitter. I'm leaving Twitter. No, you're not. Elon Musk is buying it. It's going to be free speech. More of it. I'm leaving. It's more disinformation. Less of the talk that I want. I want to hear and see and read people who only agree with me. And if you can't provide me with that, then I'm leaving. Okay. Bye. So that is what's going on in the world of Twitter. He had no choice. I mean, the reality of it is they were looking at the situation, and the situation looked like this. He's offering us more money than the company's worth. We have a fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders that in an event like this, that maybe we should seek out taking said mabobber that he's offered us, some $43 billion, and bouncing. And I think that's what they're going to do.
According to the New York Times, Twitter's 11-member board negotiated with the world's richest man into the wee hours of the morning. The two sides reportedly discussing a timeline to close the deal and what fees would be paid if the deal fell apart. The New York Times reports the negotiations came after the Twitter board met to discuss Musk's offer.
Yeah. And they have a responsibility. He wasn't lowballing them. Now, the question is simply this. Why are people freaking out? And the answer is because they're insane. You don't like free speech. We live in this world now where somebody having a differing opinion is somehow wrong. Well, if it's misinformation, again, it's their opinion. They think something's real. They didn't do the homework you did. You know how you fight misinformation and disinformation? You fight it with the correct information, not by silencing people. That doesn't win. Nobody learned anything, and instead you want to punish people. Well, they want to hurt people. They want to do enough of that stuff. And I go back to this. If you're easily swayed by a meme, if you're easily swayed by a tweet or fake statistics and data, and you are not going to do your research to something you find important, but you just want to shovel it along, and your followers will eat it up, and you don't even know if it's true or not, but you want it to be true so much, that's a you problem. We spend more time trying to protect the ill-informed, the not sharpest tools in the shed, the lazy. It's ridiculous. We have to stop that. We absolutely do. The everybody gets a trophy crowd. The I don't want anybody to say anything negative to me crowd. The whatever is going on out there who you just didn't like what they said, so you feel the need to want to, make sure that they don't have the right to say it is so silly. And it's soft. It's so soft.
This is what happens to successful civilizations. You become so successful, you become weak. It's happened to Rome.
Yeah.
You become
fat
soft.
and complacent. But we used to admire mental strength and resilience. And now we seem to be moving to a place where to even say that you should want to have that is wrong.
Yeah. Piers Morgan and Bill Maher talking last week. And they're right. So you don't like it. So what? Get on there. Fight disinformation with real information. And you move on. Or just not fight. Just go, eh. But if you're swayed by I make all of my solid life choices based on funny memes. So if you got the most interesting guy in the world and you got a clever thing, I'm going to make my financial advices based on that. If you've got the, right, if you've got the crazy, Iowa professor screaming, we all know the picture with her in her glasses, and you put a funny thing up there, I'll make my medical choices that way. So stupid. It's the best way to do it, actually. My goodness me. So we'll see what that looks like. We're in the Ukraine, and by we're, I mean some of our peeps were in the Ukraine, including Blinken, Secretary of State, DevSec, Austin Lloyd were there as well. Doing what? Well, they're there. They're going to open up the embassy again. They are there to show their support, making an appearance. A lot of other world leaders have. We're not going to send Biden because, well, no. And we can't send the vice president because, God, no.
Secretary of State Tony Blinken, after meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky.
We're seeing that when it comes to Russia's war aims, Russia is failing, Ukraine is succeeding.
Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin also announcing a gradual return of U.S. diplomats to the country and the nomination of a new ambassador.
We want to do everything we can to help the Ukrainians bring this to an end on the best possible terms as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. We're sending them a lot of stuff, and it's going to become more and more and more and more. We're even sending them certain things that, and we had Mike Lyons on, and what did Mike tell us? There is a lot of stuff out there that has never been real world tested. And we're like, what? He goes, stuff that we would consider classified that is just now in a position to be real world tested, and we haven't tested them in other areas, but now we have a chance for real world testing. And normally what he said is you're going to get contractors that may go out there and help participate, but they're there simply to test some of the stuff, even though it's a war. But we're sending them stuff that is going to be, well, actually classified. They're not going to get the info on how to build it, but they are going to have some people who are ready to use it. And I found that to be really, really interesting. But the nightmare is still continuing.
Russian forces continued their attack on a besieged steel plant in Mariupol, which remains the last stronghold of Ukrainian resistance in the city. Mariupol's mayor claims on Facebook that Russian forces thwarted the latest attempt to help people leave the city.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing, is there were people trying to get out, not soldiers, but civilians. And first of all, which two lies can we talk about here when it comes to Putin? One, we're no longer going to attack Mariupol. We're going to surround it and just let it be. Well, that lie was a lie because they continue to shell and attack. And that has not changed.
Putin declared victory here, but the attacks continue on the steel plant where some 2,000 Ukrainian fighters are still dug in. Concern, too, for at least 1,000 civilians who are taking refuge here. The mayor of Mariupol telling us military equipment from the U.S. has been reaching fighters in the city, and they have no intention of surrendering. If Mariupol were to fall, Moscow would seize a critical port and the linchpin to a strategic land bridge to Russian-occupied Crimea.
Yeah, and one of the other things that we've talked about with Mike Lyons, I think we're going to have him on tomorrow, who's our military analyst, to talk about this more in depth, is the Odessa. He looked at that and it's like, hey, it's got to be some ports, so they have to leave for them. They're not going anywhere. They're going to stick it out. They're going to stay here. They're going to fight. This isn't going to be quick. For the Russians, already know that. But the longevity of this war, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people. Because now you're hearing several years, a decade. A couple weeks ago, you had several, I think it was even, General Austin came out and said, decades, potentially. This is going to be we won't even recognize. I think by the time all is said and done, a good portion of what we see in Mariupol is what a lot of the country is going to look like. And it might be a situation where, do we just make it so it's untenable for them for the next decade as they try to occupy it and fight it until eventually the Russians are starving themselves, sick of being frozen out of society in the rest of the world, and mothers, like what happened in Afghanistan when the moms got pissed that for a decade they were sending their kids to Afghanistan, and they were coming home with the Soviet flag draped over their coffin. They finally started to have enough, and they didn't have the cojones to go out and to say, well, let's start just firing on these moms and their protests. We're not going to do that. It's a possibility that might be the strategy that we're going to have to take. A pariah forever. And remember, you've got two societies, really three in Russia. You have, and I'm talking about not the oligarchs and the powers that be, but you have the people who lived through the Soviet bloc up until 2.5, 3 decades ago, but they've never been, they're older. They've never been super comfortable with capitalism and free market world. Then you've got what would be the Gen Xers. They lived through some of it, but they love the stuff that's there. They remember it not fondly, but awful, and they like what they have. And then you have a younger generation, which is, we didn't live through any of it, and we don't want any of it. How long are they really going to go the brain drain is real in Russia, and they've talked about it over and over again. The young people are fleeing. They're going elsewhere. You're losing a younger generation of smart people and your future, just like Ukraine is. How many of those people that have left Ukraine, children bearing years and children themselves, that will probably never go home? That's a lot to lose. 323-538-2423 at Chad Benson Show's your Twitter. Tweet at us, text the program. Love hearing from all of you. It's called Rough Greens. Give it to my dogs. Are your dogs rough? They are not rough. They are fun and cute and alive, and that's what I love. My older dog, Doodle, as you guys know, has a lot of problems. He's gotten himself older. He had hip problems. He had vision problems. He had problems really with his fatty tumors and his arthritis, and we thought we were going to have to put him to sleep. Lo and behold, here we are, these many, many years later, 3 years, and he's healthier and happier than he has ever been in the entire time we've had him, and I love that. It's all because of Rough Greens. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega-3, 6, 9, all this incredible stuff. We just do what? Put it on top of his dog's food, right? So there we take out his food, pour it in his bowl. Don't change anything. And it's awesome what it's done for him and for our other dogs. How would you like to try it before you buy it? RUFFgreens.com/Chad. You go there. You get a bag for free. They're going to send you the bag for free. You cover the cost of shipping. We'll call 833-MY-DOG-77, 833-MY-DOG-77, or roughgreens.com/Chad to get your bag for free. Rough Greens makes any pet food better. Chad Benson Show.
Don't let the Washington Beltway strangle you. This is where the exhausted majority comes to refuel, realign, and reevaluate. This is Chad Benson.
Towns underneath. What's going on here? Oh, wow. Somebody's run onto the floor. Beverly goes into the front row on the other. What's wrong with these people? And there's somebody else here who's trying to going after Taylor.
That right there is the call from the game last night. 4 games in a row. The T-Wolves owner has been protested. What? Glenn Taylor's his name. And apparently he is a bad, bad person when it comes to chickens. That's what this is all about. Chickens. Direct Action Everywhere is a group. Remember, it began with the lady that glued herself to the floor, and we all agreed that they should have left her there. That would have been hilarious. And then it continued to go on. Somebody chained themselves to, the not the backboard, but the stanchion that holds it up. And then last night somebody tried to run in, and people are mad because, well, he's had to kill 5 million birds because of anyone? The bird flu. And you know that he totally set this up. He's like, man, I freaking hate chickens. I hate them. I do. I hate them. I have always hated them. And we got to get rid of them. So apparently he has a factory egg farm. And the animal rights group is upset of the mass killing of the 5.3 million chickens due to the avian flu outbreak. The method used to put down the chickens is a ventilation shutdown called VSD+, a system which the barn ventilation is turned off and suffocates the animals because shooting them one by one seems a little much. God. So people run out. They're like, we're going to kill him. We're going to kill him. I'm going to glue myself to the floor. So last night, somebody paid big money to sit behind the owners. Like, this is not something, small. I mean, this is like you're spending huge money. So they're playing the Grizzlies in the first round. So you've got a Wolf versus a Grizzly, which is another thing. Who do you think would win? Well, the Grizzly Bear's probably going to win that one. right? I mean, that's just it. The Timberwolves, look, you guys are strong, but yeah, you're not winning that one. Now, if there were several Timberwolves, well, then the game changes. But if it's a singular one-on-one, I'm going to go with the Grizzly. So a person originally gets out to the floor and boom, you know that guy, right, who's working as a security guard. Life hasn't gone the way he's wanted to, but he's got a new gig and he's liking it, right? He gets to carry a walkie-talkie. He doesn't have to wear the yellow shirt that everybody else does because they kind of like him. Probably played a little linebacker, maybe, cornerback in college. Had his knee hurt, thought he was going to go to the pros. He sees a chance and bam, lays it out. But then somebody else goes after the owner and, well, then all hell broke loose. So expect more of these nut jobs. That's a lot of money to sit there. That probably had to be several $1,000s to be able to sit. What if you're sitting there and you kind of get into the game and you're like, oh, my God, we got to prove a point because I don't like the fact that they're killing chickens this way. But I will say this. My God, they're having a hell of a game. And I don't know if I want to give this up right now. Maybe we should tell everybody we went, but people recognized us, and there was just no way we were going to be doing anything. Before you eating popcorn. Like, we saw you eating popcorn, Barry. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson shows your Twitter. Tweet at us. China is helping oil prices come down. We'll talk about that. And crazy, crazy woke Evanston Skokie School District. What? Chad Benson Show.
The Chad Benson Show.
Independent thoughts, independent life. This is Chad Benson.
So much stuff going on today. Russia still continuing its bombardment of Mariupol and several Ukrainian cities. Elon Musk close to purchasing Twitter, with the leaving Twitter trending. Does anybody believe that? Like, are you really leaving? Just like all those people say, I'm moving to Canada, or I'm moving to. You're not. First of all, they don't want you. They don't. You bring anything to them, right? You don't have a special skill. Like, there are people like, well, I think I'm going to go move to Europe. Well, I'm worth $100 million. I have 3 homes over there. I got 7 businesses. They're like, okay, well, you don't really live in one country anyways. Wherever you live is basically just your tax haven. But you don't really, so you go and you can do that, right? But if you're just some Joe Schmo, some angry kid because Elon's not going to say, hey, you should get rid of X, Y, and Z off of Twitter because I don't like what it says. This here says that there's no such thing as birthing people. It's man and woman. You get rid of that because it hurt my feelings. Oh, or moving to somewhere. It's like, you're not. You're going to be more of a hindrance and a burden to them, and they don't want that. But it is funny to watch people freak out. Then we move over to China, and we'll touch more on this in a little bit. But China, for those of you not keeping score, has they have some issues. And China, because of its craziness of what's going on in the COVID world, is cracking down on cities across the country that are large.
Mass testing sites for 3.5 million of those residents in that district alone are in place. They have to get tested 3 times this week. And fearing that another strict lockdown will be enforced soon, people are rushing out to stock up on food. They're worried their city will start looking like Shanghai, where at least 25 million people have been shut in their homes for almost 4 weeks.
Yeah. So they've erected metal barriers in Shanghai. So that's a solid look, by the way. On top of that, the death toll is rising, and not just from COVID. Oh, and oil's coming down, because you see Shanghai and China, there's anywhere between 350 and about 600 million people that are in some sort of restriction. Some people like Shanghai, it's like you're done. You're indoors. We'll take your stuff away. We'll move you somewhere else. You're going to go. I mean, they are On the other side of things, there are some places where masks have to be worn. Only so many hours a day can you go outside, certain hours of operations for certain businesses. So it's I don't know what they were thinking. You're not going to get there. And well, don't they have a vaccine? It doesn't work. Much like a lot of stuff made in China, it's crap. It just doesn't work. And they couldn't figure out, and so far they haven't been able to figure out how to go and take any of the vaccines we have and tear it apart inch by inch, working backwards to try to solve it so they could build one that works. I mean, you can almost certainly guarantee that everybody in the Communist Party and the higher-ups in the business world who support the Communist Party are vaccinated with Pfizer and Moderna. But everybody else, you've got whatever they decide to give you. And it's not working. But that has seen oil come down. And because oil is coming down, that's good for us. Now, will we get a big break? It's still over $100. And that is not helping this administration. This administration understands. I saw more and more people in talking head shows over the weekend all saying the same thing. It's going to be a bloodbath this November. There's not a lot. I mean, it's going to take an Herculean performance and some other luck, I think, to see anything that's not an absolute crushing of the Democrats. And they know that. And they live in, but part of it, is not through any fault of their own. Okay? Trump took the economy that I always thought should have been better under Obama. I didn't think he did a horrible job of the economy. Could have done much better. I think he too many times he had the governor on the economy, if you will, right? So too many times you just couldn't get past the thing. Trump took it off, supercharged it, and just let it go. Then COVID came, and it was a nightmare, and it slowed some things down. That's why oil fell. People say, "Oh, it's because we're in." Part of it is because, yes, we were drilling. The other part of it was when nobody drove, there's no reason for oil to spike if a good portion of the world is locked down. Rather than get ready for when that was going to happen, when the new guy came in, Biden, he didn't do any of that. Instead, he did the opposite, wanted to shut things down. And his take on the economy was spend more money and hand out more money that they're still giving away that they don't know what to do with. Some of these states are so flush with cash, they're having to ask for extensions on how to spend it, because it's kind of like Brewster's Million. If you don't get to spend it by a certain time, if you've ever seen the movie Brewster's Million, I think he has, 30 days to spend $30 million or something, or he doesn't get this large inheritance. And they've got to spend it by a certain date. They have so much money, they're having to ask for extensions. And they're just throwing stuff out there now. Like, hey, this playground will be COVID friendly. So anybody who's had COVID, you could play here. Anybody who's not had COVID, you could play whatever they can do because they got to spend the money, which shows you everything you need to know about government. Then you've got immigration, which is, I don't even know what to say about immigration anymore. Title 42, Friday they announced that they are now starting to do away with Title 42 across the board. So they're not even waiting till this expires. They're just going to get rid of it slowly but surely. The good news is we've caught some people.
We have new reporting that at least 23 people apprehended at the southern border in 2021 are on the terror watch list. Why do you guys think it is that somebody on a terror watch list would want to get into the United States undetected?
Well, I can't make an assessment of that. But what I can tell you is that your data you're citing here means the Border Patrol was doing their job. I mean, they apprehended people at the border.
Yeah. That's who they apprehended. How many people got by? It's the question. The Democrats are swinging and missing and everything, right? They are. They are. I mean, they want to, of course, our favorite is like, we got to get rid of a school debt, right? It's what we just have to. How do you even have school debt?
We can, for example, stop the price gouging. Let's authorize the FTC to investigate and prosecute on price gouging. That'll help bring down prices. Let's attack the corruption in Washington head on so that we're actually saying members of Congress can't trade in stocks. Let's cancel student loan debt. The president has the power to do that all by himself and would touch the lives of tens of millions of people across this country. This is what democracy is about.
Is that what it is? Because it sounds like you just want to get rid of stuff at the swipe of a pen. That just feels very democratic. They've just lost. They've lost the young. They've lost the independence, which is the most important thing. And I think they know what's coming. And then they've lost their mind. Case in point. Pointed case, case in point. Evanston School District. Christopher Rufo writes for the City Journal. He's a crazy right-winger. I've already seen stuff. Says he fuels the right-wing culture. Fires. He's bad. Right? You're like, okay. So it's funny. But he puts out the curriculum document for the Evanston Skokie School. So Evanston Skokie School District, suburb of Chicago. Now, this isn't like 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. This is pre-K through kindergarten, in which they're going to learn things like white colonizers. What? Yes. Those evil white colonizers imposed their Western and Christian ideology framework on racial minorities and forced two-spirit people to conform to gender binary. They're also going to learn pronouns such as she, tree. What is tree? Is that new? That's not even real. Now you're looking at something. I identify as rock. Not the rock, just rock. They, he, her, him, them, Zeezer. So what are we going to be learning here? Well, a lot of stuff. We're going to go about the transgender flag, basic concepts of gender identity, right? For one gender or non-gender, non-binary or queer. Finally, the lesson plan, this is pre-kindergarten, by the way, will lead a class project to create a rainbow with instructions of gathering students on the rug and ask them to show their flag, proudly hang the class flags where everyone could see it. We move on to kindergarten, right, where they're going to be expressing their gender identity. There are also children who feel like a girl and a boy, or like neither, a boy or a girl. What? We call on these children, and we call them transgender. Students are expected to be able to explain the importance of the rainbow flag and trans flag. They're considered their own gender identity. Yeah, remember, let's go back to Disney. It was pre-K through third grade. This is pre-K through third grade. But it doesn't happen. This is off their own website. Third grade, though, is the one where it gets really motoring. Right? So first grade, you can learn about the pronouns, the gender neutral stuff. But in third grade, colonizers, those evil Western sons. You learn about them, how they hurt the two spirits people. They're also going to be told to reject the system of whiteness, to break the binary, and study photographs of black men in dresses and a man wearing lipstick and long earrings. Yeah. And they're also going to talk about how you are not your gender that the doctor says you are. That's a lie. You know it and I know it. Whatever you feel you are is what you are. That's what's going on. And you wonder why you guys have jumped the shark and people look around and say, this is it. Majority of Americans, by the way, a vast majority of Americans have zero problem with transgender, have zero problems with the LGBT community, 2+, P for pretend, which we've had that one. There's zero problems with any of this. What they don't want it is taught in school. To bring it up as they grow and they talk about things is one thing. To be taught like this is indoctrination, and a majority of Americans support, even Democrats, what the quote-unquote don't say gay bill was all about. Are they groomers? When I hear that, I'm just like, ah. But this is the cultural fight that's going on. You're losing on just about every battlefront in politics right now, and the Democrats are going to get served unless something major happens. So when you talk about defunding the police, open borders, saying, hey, we don't teach CRT and LGBT, indoctrination doesn't happen, and then you find out, well, hold on a second, we're reading books that come out of classrooms and seeing curriculum that you have set up that has nothing to do with reading, writing, and arithmetic. It has nothing to do with any of that. Instead of teaching kids about the color of the trans rainbow flag, maybe we talk about, hey, 2 + 2 is 4. Who wants to learn how to code? No wonder the rest of the world is looking at us going, we're going to kick their ass soon. Yeah. We're soft on everything. You don't need to be hard, but this right here is nuts. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is Twitter. Please tweet at me your love, your hate, whatever it is. Read some of the hate that we got earlier. It's fun. Enjoy it. I do. I don't mind it. Some people freak out about it. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. What am I going to do? I don't know you. You're a jerk and I don't like you. Okay. I'm moving on with my life. Let's talk about Eden Pure. If you want your house to smell good, maybe you got a little stank up in there. We've all had it before. Laundry room's nasty. You got litter boxes, whatever it is. This is what it's all about. It's called the Oxyleaf 2 Thunderstorm from Eden Pure. You're going to get 3 units by using the promo code CHAD3. Put it inside your house, and boom, best air purifier in the world. You don't have to go out and think, what do I have to do? How do I have to hook it up? You take it out of the box, you turn, plug it in. It's that simple. No filters to buy. Within moments, you will smell the difference. I've done it in my house, done it in my new studio that we're getting up and running. I smell the difference because I don't smell anything, and that's what I want to do, not smell anything. Right now, you save $200 in the Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack. This is what you do. You go to EdenPureDeals.com. This 3-pack is going to cover your kitchen, your office, your home, your bedrooms, wherever you got some smell that you want to get rid of, or just across the house, all in general, just in case. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Put in discount code CHAD3. You're going to save $200. Shipping is free. EdenPureDeals.com, discount code CHAD3. Eden Pure Deals, discount code CHAD3. Chad Benson Show.
No fake outrage here, just the real thing. The Chad Benson Show.
2 pilots, cousins Luke Akins and Andy Farrington, attempting a death-defying stunt years in the making, called plane swap, changing their planes mid-free fall. But within moments of both men jumping out of their planes, disaster. Blue plane is out of control. The brake to slow the free fall from 12,000 feet, sending the blue plane into a spiral. With no plane, Andy parachuting, this stunt proving that practice doesn't always make perfect.
Wait, so you guys practiced this a bunch and it went, you never filmed it and said, look, we wore the same outfits like 50 times. So if it doesn't, just play one of them. Oh, it didn't work. Who would have thought that didn't work? That was a shocker, right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe it didn't work. Jumping out of an airplane didn't work. Jumping into another airplane. That's where we are now. Remember Evel Knievel? He's going to jump over 12 buses. You're like, what? That's crazy. And then it was like, he's going to jump over, was it Snake River? That was my favorite. Never even came close. With a rocket ship that somebody probably put together in the garage. Never, ever came close. That guy had cojones. The stuff the guys have now, like when you see them jump over stuff with their motorcycles, they're, Evel Knievel jumped over stuff with a regular, like 500-pound motorcycle. These guys the motorcycle stuff was 3 pounds. And the engine's 20 times stronger. It's crazy. It's crazy. This would be something Evel Knievel would have done back in the day, though, except he was like, I'm not wearing a parachute. And I'm going to jump in one of those little prop planes. I'm going to try to go between the blades. 323-538-2423. At Chad Benson Show is your Twitter. Solid Fun Monday. We always try to do that for you. If you miss any of the show, grab the podcast. Again, to all of you who have Twitter before you leave Twitter because Elon Musk is buying Twitter, God bless you. You have a good one. And probably see you tomorrow on Twitter because, where else are you going to go to be outraged? Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll do it again tomorrow. Night, Jack.
This is the Chad Benson Show.